So there's a lot of disadvantages. I mean, it's lovely in the summer, but in the winter, we don't stay here in the winter. We haven't stayed here for 10 years. For a long time we went down to Florida, but now that Trump's in, we don't go to Florida anymore. But we rent your house. What we do is we have some friends who they go away in the winter for 3 or 4 months, and they're just in their condos over on the other side, and we rent our place, and then we use whatever we get from that and pay them to rent their place. So we get out of here, and at least we can go out in the evenings. And if we go to concerts or shows or whatever, we can do it without having to worry about that last boat or the early morning boat. I mean, we've had the same tenants. We've got some more tenants coming in this year that were here last year, but there's never a shortage. We've never ever had a problem renting it. And we've done it we used to go to Florida to play tennis in the winter, and we go down there for January, February, and March, and we rent the house with no problem at all every year. I mean, it's nice in the winter too if you're young and you're vigorous. The lagoons freeze over, and there's great hockey games going on down there, and that's fun too. And the snow's nice and clean here. By and large, it's a pain in the neck riding a bike through it, but once they clean the roads off, it's okay. It's cold. When the wind blows, you're surrounded by water, and it doesn't matter what happens, you're going to get wind on you. In the summer, that's the good thing. I mean, you don't need air conditioning. You just open your windows. One of the curiosities here is that you can't sell the house for market value, but you can rent it for market value or better. There's all kinds of people that are willing to pay a lot to stay here. To rent. You're not supposed to rent for more than 3 years, I think, under the trust thing, but there's all kinds of violations of that. There's 20 people here that have been renting for 10 years, and there's no really way that they can sort of kick them out or block them, although they try, but they really can't do it. But you can rent for market value, so that's one way that you can lighten the load a little bit. In the winter, you don't have. Well, that's another thing with the older people here. I mean, there's a lot of them that they're getting in their 80s, and they have to get to a boat before they can get to the city. And so they've come up with different ways of doing it. They have a van that they run around sort of on a volunteer basis, but there's nothing formal and nothing official to get them there, and that's kind of tough. Some of them live a long way. Some of them live, one down at the end there is as far from the boat as you can get. And he and his wife are both in their late 80s. And the yacht club boat runs hourly over the summer, but it'll quit pretty soon. And we use it because it's just a short walk down the road there. And we've been members there for 35 years. But not everybody on the island has access to that. The yacht club is good to them. They give them a free ticket for the summer, to make it a little easier for them. But a lot of it is sort of just on trust, and it's not really official.